Thank you very much, Prabhu. Let's get started with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees of Bhakti Center, New York, I'm sharing my screen. We are continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are in the 10th canto, chapter 6, entitled The Killing of Putana. And we are going to read verses 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, I believe. So, verse number 9, Srila Shukdev Goswami is describing how Lord Krishna killed the demoness Putana. Tam tikshna chittam ativama cheshtitam vikshantara kosha parichadada sivat varastriyam tat prabhaya cha darshite nirikshamane janani atishtatam. Translation and purports by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Putana Rakshasi's heart was fierce and cruel, but she looked like a very affectionate mother. Hare Krishna. Looks can be deceptive, my dear friends. We see in this world, looks can be deceptive. We cannot judge a book by its cover. We see so many cruel people in this world. They may be terrorists, they may be mass shooters. They enter a public place looking like ordinary citizens. They may have a simple backpack, but actually they are the Boston Bombers in the marathon. They may enter with just a bag in their hand in a school, and they're actually cruel shooters who are going to shoot helpless kids. We see it all the time in this world. People posing as friends, but they are very cruel, and they represent Putana. Putana Rakshasi's heart was fierce and cruel, but she looked like a very affectionate mother. Thus, she resembled a sharp sword in a soft sheath. Although seeing her within the room, Mother Yashoda and Mother Rohini, overwhelmed by her beauty, did not stop her, but remained silent, because she treated the child Krishna just like a mother. You see, Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching us that we humans sometimes may be cheated by looks. We may be deceived by looks. But Krishna cannot be cheated. We can cheat the whole world, but we cannot cheat Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Although Putana was an outsider, and although she personified fierce death, because the determination within her heart was to kill the child, when she directly came and placed the child on her lap to offer the child her breast to suck, the mothers were so captivated by her beauty that they did not prohibit her. Sometimes a beautiful woman is dangerous Because everyone being captivated by external beauty, Maya Mohita, is unable to understand what is in her mind. Those who are captivated by the beauty of the external energy are called Maya Mohita. Mohitam nabhijananti mam ebhya paramavyayam. Bhagavad Gita 7.13. Nate vidhushartha gatim hi vishnum durashayaye bahirarthamaninaha. Bhagavatam 7.5.31. Teachings of Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Here, of course, the two mothers, Rohini and Yashoda, were not Maya Mohit. They were not deluded by the external energy of Krishna. But to develop the pastimes of the Lord, for the sake of Krishna Leela, they were captivated by Yoga Maya. Such Maya Moha is the action of Yoga Maya. When it affects the pure devotees, like Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, it is the act of Krishna's Yoga Maya, not Mahamaya. Mahamaya affects the conditioned souls like us in this material world. Krishna has two energies. Yoga Maya is the internal potency through which all his pastimes manifest, and the external energy is called Mahamaya. Verse number 10. Tasmin stanam durjara viryam ulbanam ghorankam adaya shishor dadavatha gadham karabhyam bhagavan prapidyatat pranay samam rosha samanvito pibat. On that very spot, the fiercely dangerous Rakshasi Putana took baby Krishna on her lap and pushed her breast into his mouth. The nipple of her breast was smeared with a dangerous, immediately effective poison. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, becoming very angry at her, took hold of her breast, squeezed it very hard with both hands, and sucked out both the poison and her life. Hare Krishna. The breast of a mother is the source of life for a baby. But Putana was so cruel that she took the form of the most merciful mother. Everyone trusts one's mother. And Putana took the form of a nurse, and she came to feed baby Krishna with her love. Apparently, it was an act of love. But actually, she wanted to deceive everyone and kill Krishna with the poison. But what did Krishna do? Krishna got angry at her. Why Krishna got angry at her? Because she had cheated Yashoda Maiya and Rohini Mata. He cheated them. She cheated all of them. She cheated the Brajvasis with her beauty. And her intention was very cruel. She wanted to kill Krishna. Therefore, Krishna got angry. Krishna does not like this type of deceitfulness and cheating mentality. So Krishna got angry. And what did Krishna do? Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyam. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that as people approach me, I reciprocate with them accordingly. So Putana wanted Krishna to suck her breast, to feed from her breast. Krishna did just that. All right, I will do it. And what did Krishna do? He did two things. He sucked the poison out, which means he purified Putana. We also have so much poison in us. The poison of lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, ego, the tendency to criticize others. We have got all this poison within us. And what will Krishna do? Krishna will remove all that poison. He will purify us. Cheto darpana marjanam. Just by chanting the holy name of Krishna, we will become purified. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam. We will become purified by chanting Krishna Nam, the holy name of Krishna. So Krishna removed the poison, first purified her, and then took her life also. Which means he took her to his eternal abode. Yad gatvana nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. He took Putana to his supreme abode. Purport. Lord Krishna was not angry at Putana for his own sake. Rather, he was angry because the Rakshasi had killed so many small children in Vrajbhumi. Putana was a serial killer. and she used to kill little children. She was very cruel. She specialized in killing children who are very helpless and innocent. Because she had killed so many other children, Krishna was angry. Therefore, Krishna decided that he should punish Putana by, she should be punished by having to forfeit her own life. Because she had killed, so Krishna decided to give her the capital punishment. Verse 11. Samunchamunchalam iti prabhashini nishpidyamana khila jiva marmani vivritya netre charanau bhujau muhu prasvinna gatra kshipati rurodaha. Unbearably pressed in every vital point, the demon Putana began to cry, "Please leave me, suck my breast no longer, leave me." Perspiring, her eyes wide open, and her arms and legs flailing, she cried very loudly again and again. See, Krishna can compress all the punishment into just few moments. Putana had killed so many innocent children. So by the laws of karma, she was supposed to suffer for millions of lifetimes. But Krishna is so merciful that he gave her all that pain, all that suffering, all that punishment, all that purification, but in just a matter of few moments to purify her. Just see how much pain she is undergoing. Leave me, she is crying, she is perspiring, her eyes are wide open, arms and legs are flailing, she is crying loudly again and again. Purport: the Rakshasi was severely punished by Krishna. So we should not think that, oh, Putana, she went back to the spiritual world. She did not suffer for her sins. No. Law of karma affects all of us. As it is said in the Holy Bible by Jesus Christ, as you sow, so shall you reap. As we perform actions in this world, we will get the reaction accordingly. It is just the law. It is Krishna's law. We will be punished if we commit sinful activities. Therefore, intelligent person is he who learns by reading the revealed scriptures and avoids sinful activities and performs spiritual activities so that our future is bright. Think about our life. All of us work and all of us have a salary. When we get our salary every other Friday or every week or every month, whatever the frequency is, when we get our paycheck, do we spend all the money? No, we save for the future. We have a saving account, we have some investments, we plan for our retirement, we have 401k and things like that. Why do we save? Because we are thinking about our future. We want to secure our future financially. We don't want to run out of money because we know we are not going to be able to work all our life and we want to retire. You want to retire and do more bhajan, isn't it? You all want to chant 64 rounds someday. Now we don't have time because of work. But someday you want to be retired and just associate with devotees and make garlands for Radha Muralidhar and chant 64 rounds. Instead of just Thursday kirtan, you want to do kirtan every day with devotees. So you are planning all that. And for that, we are saving for the future. So similarly, my dear friend, just like we save for our future, we have to think about our spiritual future also. Not just future in this life, but what about our future in the afterlife? We have to plan for that. And the planning is this: our chanting, our devotional activities. We are planning for our next life. That is Krishna consciousness. The Rakshasi was severely punished by Krishna. She threw her arms and legs about, and Krishna also began to kick her with his legs to punish her properly for her mischievous sinful activities. Hare Krishna. Verse number 12. Tasya svenena tigabhira ramha. Tasya svenena tigabhira ramhasa sadrir Mahidyaush chachala sagraha rasadishascha pratinedire janah petu kshitau vajranipata shankaya. As Putana screamed loudly and forcefully, the earth with its mountains and outer space with its planets, they all trembled. The lower planets and all directions vibrated, and people fell down, fearing that thunderbolts were falling upon them. This is what happens when demons, demoniac people, evil people are agitated. They create disturbance everywhere. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that in this verse, the word rasa refers to the planetary systems below the earth, such as Rasatala, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala. So we have to go to verse number 13. Okay, so last verse for today, verse number 13. Nishacharitham Vyathita Stana Vyasur Vyadaya Kshemas Charanau Bijavapi Prasarya Goshthe Nijarupamastita Vajrahato Vretra Iva Patandripa. In this way, the demon Putana, very much aggrieved because her breast was being attacked by Krishna, lost her life. O King Parikshit, opening her mouth wide and spreading her arms and legs and hair, she fell down in the pasturing ground in her original form as a Rakshasi, just as Vritrasur had fallen when killed by the thunderbolt of Indra. Purport. Putana was a great Rakshasi who knew the art of covering her original form by mystic power. But when she was killed, her mystic power could not hide her, and she appeared in her original form. Hare Krishna. End of purport. So here, Srila Shukadeva Goswami is comparing the killing of Putana to the killing of Vritrasur. One may question that Vritrasur was a great devotee. Previously, he was Chitraketu Maharaj. Then why Shukadeva Goswami is comparing the killing of Putana to Vritrasur? Actually, the comparison is very appropriate. Yes, Vritrasur was Maharaj Chitraketu, a great devotee in his previous life. But so was Putana. Putana also, it is said, it is described in Garga Samhita, that Putana was a relative of Bali Maharaj. And when she saw Vamanadev, the young boy, Brahman boy, who had come to beg charity, she developed maternal feelings, motherly feelings for little Vamanadev. But when she saw that Vamanadev grew in size as Trivikram, Upendra, and he took away everything from Bali Maharaj, then she developed some inimical feelings towards Lord Vamanadev. Why is he doing this? She got angry at Vamanadev. So she had both the feelings. She had motherly feelings for some time, and then she had inimical, envious feelings towards Lord Vamanadev. Therefore, in her next life, she became Putana. And Krishna, by sucking out the poison, removed all the vices in her heart, all the bad qualities in her, and made her purified. And then Putana also went back to Godhead, just like Vritrasur went back to Godhead. So the analogy is very apt. So here we see how Putana, she attacked Krishna with her poison. But Krishna counteracted the poison, neutralized the poison, and purified Putana, and then gave her the highest destination. Aho bakiyam stanakala kutam. That beautiful verse is there. Uddhav is glorifying Krishna. Who can be as merciful as Krishna? Someone came to kill him, harm him, and Krishna gave her the highest destination, made her his own mother, Dhatri, his own mother in Golok Vrindavan. This is the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Krishna has no fear from any weapon. Krishna has no fear from any poison. And Krishna's devotees also do not have fear from any poison. In this regard, I would like to tell you one story from Mahabharata. Duryodhana wanted to kill Bhim. Why? Because both of them were very powerful. So he had special envy for Bhim. He didn't bother so much about Yudhishthir, Arjun, Nakul, Sahadev, but he was very envious of Bhim. Why? Because both of them were wrestlers, Both of them had their weapon as Gada, the mace. Therefore, he was envious. And this is very instructive for all of us, my dear friends. Even in our bhakti, sometimes we become envious of each other. If someone speaks Harikatha, likes to speak Harikatha, give lectures, spiritual talks, that person may not be envious of someone who is a pujari in the temple, or may not be envious of someone who sings kirtan, or may not be envious of someone who distributes books. But that person is very likely to be envious of someone who speaks Harikatha. You see, we see others as our competitors. A speaker of Harikatha may become envious of someone who speaks Harikatha. Someone who is very good at playing mridang may get envious of someone else who plays mridang also, because they look at each other as competitors. But this is a materialistic mentality and we should give it up. This is not pleasing to Krishna. A devotee is nirmatsaro. A devotee is completely non-envious. We should never envy others. But the risk is there that we may be envious of people, devotees who are in the same service. So Duryodhana was very envious of Bhim. He called him for lunch one day, alone, without his 4 brothers, and poisoned him. And he put enough poison to kill 100 people. And Bhim was just a young boy. Bhim simply fell asleep with that poison. He got sedated. He did not die. He got sedated, but the poison affected him. When he was unconscious, Duryodhana, Dushasana, and the brothers, they picked him up and they threw him in the river so that he will drown and die in his sedated condition. But Krishna previously had taken a vow that I will protect my devotees. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. The Pandavas, from their birth, they were under the protection of Krishna. One may not see Krishna, one may not hear Krishna, but Krishna's protection is always there with the devotees. All we have to do is simply chant the name and be in the association of devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By Krishna's arrangement, Bhim was taken to the palace of Varun Dev, who is the king, who is the Lord, the demigod responsible for all the water bodies. So he went to the kingdom of Varun Dev, and there Varun Dev immediately recognized him as one of the descendants of Kuru, in the dynasty of Kuru. So he immediately recognized him, and one of the associates of Varun Dev was the great-great-great-grandfather of Bhim. So he said, oh, this is my Vamshaj, this is a descendant in my dynasty. So please, Varun Dev, give him some gifts. Give him some gifts. But before that, what happened? When he came to the kingdom underwater, some underwater snakes, poisonous snakes. Some water snakes are more poisonous than even cobra. This is a fact. Some water snakes are extremely poisonous. So some poisonous snakes, they bit Bhim. And Bhim was already poisoned. And when the snakes bit him, the poison of the snakes neutralized the poison that Duryodhana had fed him. This is the origin of homeopathy. That like poison neutralizes like poison. So this is the origin of homeopathy. So the poison was neutralized and Bhim, his sedation was gone. He was wide awake and completely lucid. And Varun Dev says, I want to give you some benedictions. So he said, I have got these pots of nectar that can neutralize all poison. In the future, no poison will affect you and you will get tremendous strength. Bhim said, how much strength will I get? Bhim was very interested in all these things. How much strength will I get? Varun Dev said, well, each pot can give you the strength of 1,000 elephants. See, nowadays we measure strength in horsepower. Oh, I have got a 300 horsepower car. We measure power in terms of horsepower. That is Kali Yuga. But in the previous ages, people are more powerful. They would measure their strength in terms of elephant power. So Varun Dev said, each pot can give you the strength of 1,000 elephants. So Bhim took one pot, drank it. Took the second pot, drank it. In this way, there were 8 pots and Bhim drank all 8 pots. He knew that in the future, he has to fight the evil people in this world like Duryodhana and Dushasana. He is going to need a lot of strength. So he drank 8 pots of water. He got the strength of 8,000 elephants. And Mahabharata describes that since his birth, Bhim was very powerful. He already had the strength of 2,000 elephants. And now he got 8,000 elephant strength. So Bhim had the strength of 10,000 elephants. And then he got nice silk clothes and golden jewels and necklaces. He was offered great respect, and then he was sent back. And here Duryodhana tried to kill Bhim, and Bhim came back wearing nice new clothes and jewels, and his strength had increased much more. From 2,000 elephant strength, now he had 10,000 elephant strength. So this is what happens when we try to harm devotees, when we envy devotees, we are simply spoiling our own future. We are putting our own future in jeopardy. Ravan tried to burn the tail of Hanuman. And what happened? Did Hanumanji get affected? Not at all. But what happened to Ravan's Lanka? It got burnt. He put a little fire on Hanuman's tail and his entire Lanka got burnt. This is what happens when we commit Vaishnava Aparadha. So we should be very careful. We should love the devotees. We should serve the devotees. And we should always be in the association of devotees. Sripad Ramanujacharya, a great acharya, people were very envious of him because he was preaching pure devotion and he was gathering so many followers. So very envious person called Yadav Prakash, who was a Mayavadi, he was extremely envious of Sripad Ramanujacharya. One day he invited him to drink Charanamrit. He was working as a pujari in the temple, and he took Charanamrit and mixed deadly poison, just like Putana. Yadav Prakash mixed deadly poison in that Charanamrit and gave it to Ramanujacharya. And Ramanujacharya's nephew, Govinda, he knew about this conspiracy. So he whispered in Ramanujacharya's ears, don't drink that Charanamrit. It has got deadly poison mixed in it. Now Sripad Ramanujacharya was in a very great dilemma, Dharma Sankat. This is the Charanamrit of Lord Narayan. This water has bathed Lord Narayan. It is such a holy water. I must drink it and honor it. There are different articles of the Supreme Lord that we have to honor differently. Krishna's name we honor by chanting and hearing. Krishna Katha we honor by speaking it and hearing it. Krishna's flowers and garlands we honor by smelling them. Krishna's tulsi offered to his lotus feet, we honor it by smelling it and tasting it. And Charanamrit we honor by drinking it. And Krishna's remnants, Krishna's Uchishta, his Mahaprasad, we honor by eating it. So in this way, in different ways, we honor the different aspects of Krishna's mercy. And Charanamrit has to be honored by drinking it. How do I honor it? By drinking it. There is poison in it. Sripad Ramanujacharya said, there are two things that can happen. Either I can honor the Charanamrit and I will die, or I can dishonor the Charanamrit and I can live. Sripad Ramanuja said, no, I would rather honor the Charanamrit of Lord Narayan than disregard it. So he took the Charanamrit, knowing that it has poison, he drank it. Yadav Prakash gave it second time. Sripad Ramanujacharya drank it. Yadav Prakash gave it third time. Sripad Ramanujacharya drank it. 3 times he drank Charanamrit. And all throughout he was chanting the name of Lord Narayan. Lord Narayan, 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 Narayan. And because he was chanting the name of Narayan, Lord Narayan protected. And the poisoned Charanamrit had absolutely no effect on Sripad Ramanujacharya. We see in Srimad Bhagavatam even Lord Shankar Bhagwan. There was the halahal poison, the most deadly poison. And the whole world was going to be destroyed by it. And when Lord Hari said that, my dear Shivji, please protect everyone. Shankar Bhagwan drank the poison and the poison remained in his neck and his neck became bluish black. And he's called Neelakantha or Kalakantha. He's glorified like that. Our acharya say, why did the poison remain in the throat? Our acharya say, because in his mouth, he's always chanting the name of Krishna, 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 Ram, Ram. And in his heart, there is always the presence of Krishna. So in the heart, there is Krishna. In his mouth, there is Krishna. So the poison remained in the center, completely neutralized, could not affect Shankar Bhagwan. Sripad Ramanujacharya had a very great devotee. His name was Anantacharya. And Sripad Anantacharya, on the orders of Sripad Ramanujacharya, he went from Srirangam to Tirupati. We all know Tirupati, Lord Venkateshwar, Tirupati Balaji. So it was a desire of Sripad Ramanujacharya that some disciple should go to Tirupati because it was a forest area and live on the mountain there and make flower garlands for Balaji and tulsi garlands for Balaji every day, Lord Venkateshwar. So nobody was willing to leave the association of Sripad Ramanujacharya. No one was willing to leave Sri Rangam. But one disciple agreed. It was Anantacharya. He said, Gurudev, if it is your order, today only I will go. Sripad Ramanujacharya said in one of his Bhagavatam classes that Tirupati is Pushpa Mandap. It is a place where Lord Venkateshwar should be worshipped with flowers. It is my desire that at least one of my disciples should go there and stay. There are no facilities there. There is no association there, but should stay there, cultivate a garden of tulsi and beautiful flowers, fragrant flowers. And every day offer one big flower garland to Lord Venkateshwar and one tulsi garland to Lord Venkateshwar. Is there anyone among you who can do that? And nobody stood up. Shri Anantacharya stood up. He said, Gurudev, I will go today if it is your desire. Sripad Ramanujacharya was so happy. He embraced him. He said, my dear Anantacharya, I wish you all success and may you always be engaged in the service of Lord Venkateshwar. Anantacharya went from Sri Rangam to Tirupati and stayed there. He cultivated a garden of flowers and tulsi. And every day he would sit. After finishing his chanting, after finishing his rounds, he would sit down. And for hours, he had cultivated a beautiful garden with beautiful, fragrant, colorful flowers. Mogra, lily, jasmine, all these different flowers, roses, lotuses, and he would make the most beautiful fragrant garland for Lord Venkateshwar. Big garland, all alone. He would sit and make it. Would take him hours to do it. And then he would take tulsi manjaris, tulsi leaves, and make another huge, thick, fragrant garland of tulsi leaves and manjaris. And he would offer every day one flower garland and one tulsi garland to Lord Venkateshwar. This was his service. His Gurudev, Sripad Ramanujacharya, had given him this service. Anantacharya did this every day. One day in the garden, as he was plucking the flowers, a cobra bit him on his leg. King cobra is the most poisonous snake, my dear friends, in India. A king cobra bit him. By this time, Sri Anantacharya had disciples, he had followers who were living with him. And they saw what happened. And they were aghast. Oh, what has happened? Oh, king cobra has bitten Gurudev. Now Gurudev must go to some Vaidya, some doctor to get some treatment. And they told Anantacharya, quickly, let us take you. We are living on this remote mountain. Let us take you down to the village where some Vaidya, some doctor can treat you. Immediately, let's go. It is said that the poison of king cobra can be fatal within as little as 30 minutes. Let's not waste time. Let's go quickly, Gurudev. Please, let's go. Guru said, no. This is my time to make flower garlands. Now for the next 4 hours, I am busy. 2 hours to make flower garland, 2 hours to make tulsi garland. After that, we will see. Now it is my seva time. So he put the big cloth on the ground, kept the flowers in a heap, kept the tulsi leaves and manjaris in a heap, took his needle and thread and did achaman and sat down to make his flower garden. That was his daily seva. 4 or 5 hours he would sit, just meditating which color should go where, which flower should go where, how it should be very soft and nice. So Lord Balaji will feel very happy. He was making those garlands and the disciples were crying, what's going on? What will happen to Gurudev? They went and they complained to Lord Balaji. They complained to Lord Venkateshwar that our Gurudev has been bitten by a poisonous snake, but he's not taking treatment. Please do something. Please do something. They were praying helplessly. In the meantime, Anantacharya finished making the garlands, the flower garland and the tulsi garland. And he entered the temple hall and with great devotion, he offered the flower garland to Lord Venkateshwar. Then he took the tulsi garland and he offered the tulsi mala to Lord Venkateshwar. And he offered his obeisances. At that time, Lord Venkateshwar spoke to Anantacharya. He said, Anantacharya, I have kept you alive for the last 5 hours. You were supposed to die within 30 minutes because of that poison. This is very irresponsible behavior. You were bitten by the poison of the snake and you did not take any treatment. You are putting me in anxiety. You are putting your disciples in anxiety. You are putting everyone in anxiety. This is not good. You should take care of your health. There is poison in you. Go and take treatment. Now look at the heart of a devotee. Anantacharya told Lord Venkateshwar, which poison are you talking about? Which poison are you talking about? There is so much poison in my heart already since innumerable births. The poison of lust, the poison of anger, the poison of greed, the poison of envy. It's there in my heart. Not just this lifetime, not just since 5 hours, but since 5 million births or more. I have this poison. Making flower and tulsi garlands for you as ordered by my Gurudev is the treatment of that poison, the internal poison. I am engaged in the treatment of the internal poison of the 6 vices in the heart. Now tell me, this poison of the king cobra can affect me in this lifetime. But the poison of lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, false ego, illusion is affecting me birth after birth after birth. My dear Lord Venkateshwar, now you tell me, you are the most intelligent. What takes priority? Is it a priority to treat this poison, or should I treat this poison in my leg? You tell me. I am engaged in the treatment of poison here in the heart. So please, I don't have time to take care of the poison of the king cobra. So Lord Venkateshwar was so touched by the sincerity of Anantacharya. He said, but Anantacharya, I need you here. If you die, then who will serve me? Anantacharya replied, he said, if I live, if I survive, I will serve you here. But if by your arrangement I die because of the snake bite, then no problem. I will come to Vaikuntha and serve you there. But wherever I am, I always want to be engaged in your service. I don't have any other desire. And it is said that Lord Venkateshwar came down and in front of all the disciples, he tightly embraced Anantacharya. He said, you are my very dear devotee. I have already cured the poison because I want you to stay here with me and serve me. This is the power of devotion, my dear friends. Here is Putana trying to kill Krishna. And here is Anantacharya. He has been poisoned by the snake, but he is least bothered because he is engaged in the service of Krishna. This is bhakti. Bhakti means, Srila Prabhupada translated it as loving devotional service. Hare Krishna. So let us be aware of the poison that is within us, and the treatment of that poison is bhakti. The antidote, the anti-venom to this poison of lust, anger, greed is bhakti. Loving devotional service to Shri Shri Radha Murlidhar. Krishna, through his Murli, he can steal our heart and cure the poison. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nectar Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur.
Beautiful class, Prabhu. So now we're open it for questions, and keep your contributions brief and concise and on point. Adi Gadadhar, Prabhu. Let's go. There's something in the chat from me. Can you read it?
Question: is Krishna consciousness only available after retirement or leaving this body? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told Abhay Babu, our Prabhupada, 21 year, this is 1922, 26-year-old Abhay Babu, that you are an educated young man, you should preach the philosophy of Krishna consciousness all over the world. Prabhupada said, but who will listen? India is under the British Raj. First we need independence. Srila Saraswati Thakur said, this independence, this Congress party, BJP party, Republican, Democratic party, independence, dependence, these are temporary things in this material world. They will keep going. Socialism, communism, democracy, they will keep happening. The real deficiency, the real problem in this world is lack of Krishna consciousness. It's an emergency. It is now, right here is the time to become Krishna conscious. Krishna consciousness for everyone. It is the only thing this world needs. George Harrison writes in the beginning of Krishna book, all we need is love. And love is loving devotional services, bhakti. All we need is bhakti. It's now and here. Right now, right here. Now is the time.
What about my work? Who's going to do my work? Who's going to pay my bills? I want to make garlands every day, 24 hours, and hang out with Krishna Daya. Prabhu.
We have to have a schedule. Disciple means discipline. Yes, we have to work. Yukta ahar viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu. We have to work, we have to earn money, we have to go to the gym, we have to enjoy, we have to hang out with friends. Yes, we have to do all that also. But we have to do it in a Krishna conscious way. And we must have time for self-care. And real self-care means mantra meditation. To sit and 2 hours in the morning, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. That way we will be able to work better, more efficiently and more effectively. Who can work like Srila Prabhupada at the age of 82, translating, managing 108 temples without internet. Prabhupada didn't go to any MBA school. But where is the efficiency coming from? It is coming from his foundation in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Right, beautiful answers. Okay, devotees, it's your turn. Let's go. Let's do it. Don't be shy. Unmute yourself. Hemangi, giving us a heart is not a question. Give us a question. You asked a very beautiful question yesterday. Come on now. Oh, Samrishta Devi, let's go.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I know my question is very silly, but still I want to ask, if some snake will bite me, so what should I do that time?
You should chant Hare Krishna and go to a doctor. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
But I pray that you don't get bitten by any snake of this world. Hare Krishna.
Maybe somebody would like to reflect. Maybe there was a point that stuck with them and that they like.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Very good point you made about how what we do, go to the gym, maintain our health, what we do in order to help us do our service is also service, even sleeping or whatever, that maintenance. And you also made a really wonderful point about how we had one Buddhist guest, Master Ching Hai, and she said, when we let her speak, she said, I want to appreciate your guru. Many times people in the advanced stage, they want to sit in the garden and drink tea. They want to just do the relaxing service, but he accepted the difficulty because the spiritual master asked him to go across the ocean and give you spiritual knowledge. He said he did not retire into a comfortable, low-key activity. And sometimes people ask us, well, where do you think Prabhupada is now? Right? And people say, well, he's probably in Vrindavan playing with the cowherd boys or something like that. And our impression is that Srila Prabhupada went to someplace even darker and more difficult than New York. We can imagine that. And he's going to the front lines. The warrior runs to the sound of the gun, right? He's not trying to shirk away. He wants to go even to his last breath to serve his spiritual master, and that's his satisfaction, and that's our safety. Anyway, you made the points. We're just elaborating. We'll go to Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Wonderful class. I mean, we love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, do you know who Putana was in spiritual world after she got liberated by Krishna?
So Srimad Bhagavatam explains that she became a Dhatri. Dhatri means she became a friend of Mother Yashoda, assistant of Mother Yashoda. And sometimes she also cooks for Krishna. She also feeds Krishna. So she's like a mother to Krishna. Yashoda Maya has many assistants and Putana became one of them.
Is Mother Yashoda aware of what Putana did? Does she tease her?
Once my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, said something very wonderful. He said that this material world is like an ocean, right? Samsara Sagar. It's like an ocean of problems, ocean of faults. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan. This whole material world is like an ocean of faults and problems, and we have committed so many sins, so many bad things we have done in our life. And Maharaj said that when we take shelter of Krishna and we attain Krishna, the verse is there in Srimad Bhagavatam that Samashritaye padapallavaplavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavambudhir vatsa padam param padam 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 yad vipadam natesham. That this whole bhavambudhi, this whole material ocean becomes like the water contained in the hoofprint of a calf. Vatsa padam. Okay. So Maharaj said, by Krishna consciousness, the ocean of material existence becomes like water contained in the hoofprint of a calf. But when we go back to Godhead, Maharaj said that water in the hoofprint of a calf evaporates. So whatever we have done while we are in the material world, all that is finished. There is no more any memory. Nobody's going to make fun. Nobody's going to point fingers. It's all gone. Maharaj says that water evaporates. All the struggles you went through, all the fall downs you went through in this world, it will all be finished and gone. Now you are with Krishna. When Gopkumar reached Krishna in Brihad Bhagavatamrit, all the struggles he went through, they're all over, finished. Forget it now. Now you are with me. Come. Krishna embraced him. Hari Bol.
Jai, nice. Wonderful. Okay, it's 8:01. Grantarat Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu Ki Jai. What a dramatic reader he is. What a wonderful shloka reciter he is. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, we admire you, we love you. Thank you very much. We look forward to your next appearance on this Sangha. Okay, dear devotees, thank you very much for participating in this class, for tuning your cameras on and off, for giving us your attention, giving us your smile like Revati Devidasi, beautiful smile. Okay, Bhima Prabhu, beautiful hair, beautiful beard. We love you. Working for Krishna, smiling. Pradumna, Hare Krishna, Pradumna Betty, Hare Krishna Betty, Little Nimai, Hare Krishna Little Nimai, Krishna Daya, Kavita Sharma, Evan Prabhu. He's going to show us darshan. So Rameshwar Naik Prabhu, we see you. Rameshwar Naik Prabhu has the voice of Srila Prabhupada. He sounds like Srila Prabhupada, and he also looks like Srila Prabhupada a little bit to me. That's what devotional service does. Wow. Okay, I'm talking too much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.